And now you can start to develop into more complex movements, which allow you to get a lot of work done in a small period of time. It's all based on your ability to do this catch. The thing that keeps people from getting the maximum benefit out of kettlebells is their rack position. They do a rack and they use a barbell or a dumbbell technique and they end up bruising their arm. Dumbbells are amazing, barbells are amazing, sandbags are amazing. Kettlebells do something better than anything else. They do endurance weightlifting where you can change from one hand to another hand to allow you to turn it into non-stop weightlifting endurance. Learning to pick up a weight and not put it down, not stop moving, and not stop breathing for 10 minutes to 60 minutes is unique in the world of weightlifting. You can do it with a barbell, you can do it with a dumbbell, but kettlebells are actually designed to do that thing. Let's talk about the rack position, how you pick up a kettlebell, how it's different from a dumbbell, how it's different from a barbell, and why it leads you to an infinite amount of complexity, which means you can never run out of things to do. You should do a kettlebell swing program for several years. That is your foundation of endurance hip snap. But after men get to say 32K, kettlebells tend to get a lot more expensive and they get harder to move around and harder to ship. And once ladies get up to maybe 16 or 20K, depending on frame size, they will then go into a double kettlebell swing program, which is going to be their heavy lifting. It's going to be heavy weights, low reps, low sets. But kettlebells are infinitely variable. They are the most useful weight other than heavy clubs. When we pick up the kettlebell, we're going to start by pointing our thumb down. We're gonna take that L of our hand, we're gonna put it right in the corner. Grab the actual corner of the kettlebell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oftentimes the pinky is going to stick out. When we hike the weight back, push the weight back and bring it up. This catch right here is what people need to work on. Oftentimes people will work on this for a long time and they will break it down into straight arm, set it down, pick it up with two hands, get to the correct position. If it is off by this much, people will start to beat themselves up and they will think kettlebelling doesn't work. You have to adjust it to get that beautiful, perfect line. Push the weight back, set it down. L of the hand goes down, grab it, push back, get it up. If you are off, hold the other hand, adjust it up. Figure out how to not be resting on your wrist. Push back, set it down, turn the hand over, grab the corner, push back, get it up. If you need to adjust, adjust. Push back, set it down. Do it with the other hand. L of the hand, spin it, grab it in the corner, push back, bring it up. If you need to adjust, adjust. Push back, set it down. The goal is to get your structure right so that you can endure for a long period of time. Whether it's running, circus, aerial, jiu-jitsu, everything is about structure. Your structure has 8 key components. People tend to mess up 2 of them with this movement: elbow and wrist. Feet pointed straight ahead, foot alignment is 1, leg drive, standing all the way up is 2, hip snap, bringing your hips underneath you to engage your glutes. 3, crown to coccyx alignment. Are you actually standing up or are you rounded forward? Core engagement, drive your rib cage down. Shoulder pack, drive your shoulder away from your ear. Elbow position so that you can have wrist position. People tend to stick their elbows out away from their body. An easy way to make sure you're getting that elbow position so that you can have good wrist position is to do the book drill. We are going to put our elbow close to our body and it's gonna stay here the whole time. When we turn that hand over, we're going to pick it up and bring it up. If the book is still in the same spot, you're doing it right. Squeeze the book, hold the elbow in position. Push it back, bring it up. You'll notice I still have the book. Push it back, pick it up. The book is still there because my elbow is in the correct position. Push it back and pick it up. If your elbow is in the right position, your wrist tends to be in the right position. If you lift your elbow up and you drop the book, then you will notice that your hand ends up in the wrong position. Side note, read any book by Brandon Sanderson if you're a nerd. The big reason that this is important is you cannot progress without this one piece. Elbow in, wrist flat. If you need to, you can use a smaller bell. This is a Bells of Steel Mark II competition adjustable kettlebell. If you have injuries, you can start all the way down at 6K, but the position is the same. L of the hand into the corner of the kettlebell. Once we get this clean down, then we can turn it into a clean and press. Once we get the clean down, we can start to clean higher until we turn it into a snatch. Now you have a clean, you have a press, you have a snatch, but you can go beyond that. Now you can start to transition from hand to hand, but you have to catch the correct way. Once you get the transition, you are not limited to how long one hand goes before it fatigues. Now you are able to change so that your legs, your core, and your breathing can endure for a long period of time. This is probably a little bit easier to see. This is a Hephaestus Athletica 16K, but you're able, once you get the clean, to turn it into presses, to change hands, and now you can start to develop into more complex movements, which allow you to get a lot of work done in a small period of time. It's all based on your ability to do this catch. You can change front to back, inside, outside, turn it into a high clean, which is a snatch, into a half snatch, into a jerk. You can hold it in position and work on your stepping patterns. You can go cross body, only if you can do this catch. Once you have this rack position, you can do endurance weightlifting. You can walk outside into your shop yard, into your barn, onto a dirt road, on the side of a mountain, and you can grab a weight and you can put in 10 minutes a day. If you have a competition adjustable kettlebell, you can use 41 different weights. If you can pick up a 50-pound weight and not stop moving for 10 minutes nonstop, then you have achieved a good base level of fitness. Whether you're a CrossFitter, a gymnast, a circus performer, or a bodybuilder, that is a useful idea. It doesn't matter if you are young or you are old. You can adjust the weight of the bell until you get to a point where you can learn to endure for 10 minutes. If you want to get fancy, get to the point where you can do at least 20 minutes. You can adjust the weight every day so that you can work harder or easier. A classic way for people to do this is to use a light weight one day, a medium weight one day, and a heavy weight the next day, and then cycle light, medium, heavy, light, medium, heavy. If you can do the rack position, then you can learn to endure. Humans are endurance monsters. The only other things that can keep up with us on the entire surface of the planet are horses and dogs do it better than horses. But humans are unique. We are endurance monsters. Kettlebells and heavy clubs are the best ways to magnify these basic human traits. This should be the basis of your fitness, and then you can do anything you want after that.